What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So Sean Diddy Combs is once again seeking his release on bail from his pretrial detention after offering a far more robust bail package by asserting the government's criminal case against him is quote unquote thin, according to a new court filing. Combs is now suggesting home detention with round the clock security monitoring and a near total restriction on Mr. Combs' ability to contact individuals other than his counsel. The producer and rapper was already denied bail in September, with the judge saying that the government had provided sufficient evidence that Combs was a danger to the community and a danger to obstruct justice and intimidate witnesses. He also said that the defense's proposed bail package was insufficient. Now, I wonder what they mean by the bail package was insufficient because from what I read, he was offering $50 million cash. He was offering the passports of everybody in his family, from his mama all the way down to baby Love, who's only like two, I think, all the kids. He was offering everything but the kitchen sink. You know what I mean? Like he was offering an ankle monitor, all these things. And when you look at other people in similar situations, like, Russell Simmons, he went to Bali, but the CEO of Abercrombie and Finch, he has similar charges and he's at home right now with an ankle bracelet on. And he had that stupid smirk on his face. I'll never forget that when he was leaving the court. Um, but yeah, I mean, that would be, I don't know if his lawyers brought that up or what, which is why he's going and asking for bail once again. Um, and I'm not saying that Diddy should get bail because from, again, the stories of the witnesses, there has been witness tampering in the past, allegedly. He has been, he used to brag about the things that he would do to people, the harm that he will cause people from balconies to, all kind of stuff. Just thinking back on, making the band and all these different things. He used to brag behind the scenes about brutalizing people. So I don't know if this case has, you know, curtailed that or not, but I'm just saying it doesn't, I don't know if the judge is going to let him out. It's a new judge now, so we'll see. But it says his attorneys said that the new proposed measures should assure the court that he would not tamper with witnesses or endanger others. See, that's the question, right? If they do let him out, will he be a danger to others? I don't know. The attorneys also argued that the federal lockup in Brooklyn, where Combs has been since his arrest on September 16th, lacks the resources to help Combs view the video and the photographic evidence in the case in order to build his defense. It says, quote, despite the MDC's best efforts to facilitate the defense team's needs, the current arrangement makes trial preparation possible, as evidenced by the recent multi-agency sweep of the facility and the resulting lockdown. The filing said, referring to the sweep of the facility in late October, which recovered a number of electronic devices, illegal substances, and associated paraphernalia and homemade weapons. So Diddy had quite a stash, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Though Combs is being held at the MDC in Brooklyn, the raid wasn't tied to the media mogul. Oh, okay. Well, so they were just sweeping the whole prison. Probably standard procedure. And the prison has a long history of problems. Federal prosecutors have begun turning over evidence, which the defense says undermines the government's case. The government clearly misled the court and conceal the true facts during the initial bail hearing. In other words, the government's allegations are incredibly weak and contradicted by testimony of its own witnesses and the discovery received to date. Combs was charged with racketeering, trafficking by force, transportation to engage in um, prostitution, and a sweeping indictment unsealed in September. The indictment accuses Combs of being the ringleader of a criminal enterprise that allowed him to SA, physically and emotionally and verbally abuse his victims for years. And like I said, we've seen, of course, we didn't see the intimate things, although he has those on multiple tapes. But as far as like verbal abuse, and of course, we know the Cassie video, we see the evidence, it's prevalent. Combs abused, threatened, coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct, the indictment states. As we know, his assistant, Christina, she had, I think her and other people wear like that black pouch that would have, his illegal substances in it, whatever he needed. But she was basically like his right hand, kind of like with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She was like the Ghislaine Maxwell. She would, bring whatever or whoever Diddy requested, just in order to, fulfill his desires. He also stands accused of narcotics offenses, arson, bribery, kidnapping, forced labor, and other offenses. He has pled not guilty and strongly denies the allegations. Wow. So I didn't know about the arson or the bribery. That's a lot. Like that is a lot. I don't know, but I do know that it's not just racketeering and ST. All those other charges, kidnapping, forced labor, and other offenses. This is from ABC News, and I'll link it if you guys want to read it for yourself. Um, but this isn't just one or two crimes; these are a lot of felonies. But listen, we our country just elected a man who had 34 felonies into the highest office in the land, some would argue in the world. So, at this point, I mean, Diddy really has nothing left to lose. He's lost his freedom, he's lost his fortune, he's lost, his reputation. So, in all his business dealings. So, there's nothing stopping him from continuously pushing to find a way out of the prison. But at the same time, I feel like, the Justice Department, the judge has a duty to protect the community. So it's a tough one. I don't know. I would say I don't think that one, I don't think that the justice system is blind. I feel like because this is such a high profile case, I don't know if he'll necessarily get a fair, quote unquote, fair trial, or a fair, dealing in regards to um, his freedom, his life, because public opinion is really strong, in regards to Diddy. But at the same time, other people who were accused of the same or similar crimes are now at home. So I don't know. But again, he's paying these lawyers all this money. So it's their job to continuously push for his freedom. But yeah, we will see if Diddy makes it, if he gets out. Like I said, I'm hearing rumblings, you know, that he is trying to contact Trump and he's trying to be home by, what is it, March? So, which is, I don't know, I guess there was bail. His trial, I think, is Cinco de Mayo next year, so May 5th of 2025. And then but he's talking about he's going to be home by March, which that doesn't make sense. The math is not mathing. So maybe he's talking about in regards to bail that he would be home in March. I don't know. But it's crazy that he's seeking out He's seeking out Trump. And listen, again, like I said, he has nothing else left to lose. And Trump has similar crimes under his belt. The state of New York actually could, from what I'm reading, again, I don't know how true this is. Letitia James has spoken out, though, saying that she will not back down, that she will follow the letter of the law to the T. And he could serve all 4 years potentially behind bars. I'm talking about Trump now, in regards to his presidency. So she's going to move forward with these state crimes, and he can't pardon himself because a presidential pardon only works for federal crimes, and he's being indicted by the state. So if Diddy is trying to contact Trump, I mean, there's a possibility that he could be his cellmate. And that's like, especially since it's the same state, who knows? So this is unprecedented territory that we're in. We've never had a president of the United States of America convicted of, I'm trying to think of if any has been convicted of any crime, let alone multiple felonies. You know what I mean? I can't even think of one that was convicted of a misdemeanor, because, everything that presidents do, from their health records to their tax records, people want to know every single detail of their life. And I feel like if they have been, if any of them had a misdemeanor for whatever reason, most of the times the politicians, especially when they're campaigning, they'll put that out there. They dragged Bill Clinton through the mud for what he did with Monica Lewinsky. Now looking back on it, looking at everything that Trump has done, I feel like that was, a drop in the bucket in comparison to Donald Trump. I mean, he has changed the game in regards to public opinion and what's quote unquote deemed acceptable or not, in regards to, morality and ethics and all these things that, supposedly the Republican Party stood for, I guess, again, in the past. But what's acceptable or not in regards to the United States presidency has been severely altered by Donald Trump. So there's a possibility that, since Diddy's crimes are federal, that if Donald Trump and, these crimes are dissipated or dismissed or whatever they do, because he does have the Senate and he does have a majority Republican Supreme Court, there's a good chance that I don't think Donald Trump will serve any jail time. There's a possibility, like Tish James is going to push for it, but again, I don't know. I'll have to keep everybody updated. But in regards to Diddy and the bail situation, I have no idea. It's going to be up to the judge. And those judges have been rotating. And here's the thing, because this is such a high profile case, I don't blame them. There's been such an uptick of violence and people, just doing crazy things to those in law enforcement. You want to protect your family, you want to protect yourself. So I'm hoping that, this judge is well insulated, well protected. They have security, and they use their discretion. He looks at, he hears both sides, the defense and the prosecution, but Diddy's rap sheet is ridiculous. And those are only the things that we know. Those are only the people that are brave enough to speak out, let alone what's going on behind the scenes. But I don't know. He has nothing else left to lose. So why not push for bail, until he gets it, or until he's exhausted those avenues. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Diddy pushing for bail? Do you think that he'll get it? Or do you think that the judge will deem him and the community for him to be safer behind bars? Let me know in the comments section, you guys. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, aces. Bye.